Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Happy Saturday to you. And yeah, congrats again to all of our community members here for some healthy profits. XRP, ENJ, 214%, ICP, Chainlink, and Litecoin, just to name a few. That was so far from last night to this morning. Yesterday was a phenomenal day too for a few other profits. Keep in mind, we took a nice SHIB profit, 240%, as well as Crowcoin 81. So awesome stuff there. Be sure to check that out. CryptoCash.tech is a site if you're curious about what that entails. I do offer Trade Signals Academy and Signals, and a private trading community where we're all learning and growing together. It's a really cool experience. Thanks again to my community members for just making it an awesome place for each other. Everyone's just banding together, just learning as much as we can, and essentially just reiterating and reaffirming best practice. So if you're kind of off track right now, I think that's probably a good fit for you. Make sure you check that out, and be sure to watch my trading videos if you haven't already. So taking a quick look here, we can see at about we're going to say 2.3, just to keep it simple, because this chart has that 1,000 in front of it, so it changes the decimal points a little bit. But we're looking at 2.3 down as low as a 1.8. Okay, those are two heavy concentrations of liquidation if you exclude just kind of a little bit of the riffraff here locally. Okay, so about 1.9. Generally speaking, the reason why we look at this, though, is just to kind of understand those concentrations of liquidation, because the price can gravitate towards that. So in all reality, 1.8, 1.9, this area could get swept here in the future. Okay, so just being mindful of that. Not to say that it's crazy or ludicrous to go long or short at this point. It's just that oftentimes when you see those liquidation levels, the price action has a tendency of gravitating in that direction, just because liquidation is a very normal thing in this world, right? So the key is to not get liquidated. So what do? You use low leverage, low position sizing. You survive the ebbs and flows. Low position size is more of a risk tolerance thing, but low leverage is just like, it's like the number one thing you can kind of do for yourself to ensure that you're not getting destroyed in either direction. Granted, you'll get larger profits with larger liquidation levels or larger leverage amounts, but still, it's just not ideal. Anyway, sorry, that's the conversation for another day. Everything's truly bullish on the daily time frame. Honestly, there's nothing to really see here, because we're not going to see many indications the price wants to turn around for at least a couple more days, just based on the way that the 24-hour candle is lagging, right? The 4 hours is probably one of the better time frames to use here, kind of giving us an identification there's a shift in momentum, which has occurred, right? We got a stochastic swing to the downside. We're still over 70 in the RSI, so the truth is absolutely still bullish. There's no other way around it. But if money flow index and RSI continues to taper off, we could see the price pull back once again, like I mentioned, to that lower level. That we got a heavy concentration at 1.8, upwards of 1.95. Okay, so in this example here, if you're looking at the charts, it would be 1800 to 1950. Okay, we're really close to that 1950 range already. I wouldn't be surprised if the price comes down lower here because of that. So am I saying to short? I would say no, mainly because this kind of market, when the bullish uptrend continues, like shorts are getting destroyed. Obviously, that's what we saw here so far. I mean, you look at all this liquidation from before. I mean, shorts got demolished multiple times over. Okay, so please don't be try not to be too short heavy, but I would say you're probably going to have more success shorting at this point than you would long. However, that comes with a caveat. It has to be a tight target for you in that sense, okay? Because again, when it comes to this overall trend, we can see that we're truly bullish. And when you're truly bullish, you don't want to try to short against that. Okay, so daily and the 4-hour time frames are both telling us we're still in good shape, right? But we got stochastic RSIs and the MACD kind of letting us know we're losing that momentum, right? That shift in momentum is occurring, okay? So you just got to be kind of aware of that and realistic. Now, when it comes to Fib levels here, we want to talk about that just really quick before we go any further. Let's do this on the hourly. A lot of times when you have the price action increasing like it is, we got Elliott Wave with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern. Basically, 3 higher highs and 2 higher lows. We're at our 4th wave down. So hypothetically, we're trying to discover our 4. The 4 needs to be higher than this in order to keep it valid, right? So literally, the price could travel to any one of these levels and still be considered in a bullish uptrend. Okay. So we got to recognize that. So that does imply that the price action could pull back further. So if you're going to insist on taking entry, I would recommend averaging into your position. It would make sense for the price to continue higher in the overall sense for SHIB, but the short term would make sense also for the price to pull back in the relative near future to bounce off one of these Fib levels. To me, 0.618, 0.5 are the two most common. So I would say 17.8 or 17,800 down as low as 1650 would be a good approximation of a decent entry. I'm going to go ahead and set an alert here myself, right here close to the 0.618 in the 1600 range, upper 16s. Just to kind of get notification. If the price comes to that level, I might consider a long if everything else looks better. Okay. Now, there's no guarantees it's going to pull back to that level, right, folks? We can't guarantee that. But we're at a 6 right now. We got a few more hours continuation of the downside. Bitcoin's pulling back. SHIB's extremely overextended. Coins like this have a tendency of cooling off a little bit faster and stronger than other coins. Having said that, if we take a look at Ichimoku Cloud, we can confirm we're still in good shape. You do not want to consider closing your long position. You may want to consider trimming your profits if the price cannot increase in the next 12 hours. And then, of course, conversion line being above the baseline, the cloud is not even close to the price action. We have 0 reasons, again, to short. So I want to reaffirm that. If you are to consider shorting, again, ensure it's a tight targets. You watch it closely. Don't just set it and forget it. If you do, ensure the stop loss is within your risk tolerance. And just make sure you're not using too high leverage in position size, okay? And I have to reiterate that just because there's so many idiots online saying, showing and bragging about how awesome they are with their, their 50 to 100x leverage trades. They're literally, I wouldn't say they're getting lucky because there's some skill involved, but a lot of it is luck too. Because when you have that higher leverage, your margin for error is so close that it's completely ridiculous, especially if you're using tens of thousands of dollars. I don't care how good of a trader you are, one wrong candle wick and it's done. Okay, so again, safer than sorry. Do not destroy your account for no reason, and just make sure you're careful in the market. All right, so that's kind of where we're at there. So my anticipation would be to get in somewhere in the 1650 to 1800 range as a potential bounce off the cloud, that lower level, and ideally bounce off 50 in the RSI in the 4-hour once it starts tapering off a little bit more. But it does need to cool down here, and it would make more sense for SHIB to pull back a little bit further before it legs up again. Again, that's just kind of how it should work. Is it going to? There's no guarantee. The truth is, though, the price will likely establish another higher high after this. So I don't think that 2300, 2360 is the highest point for SHIB, at least not in this wave. Okay? But again, the pullback I don't think is enough to warrant the next leg up. That's kind of what I'm getting at. Okay, hopefully that makes sense and that described that correctly. Again, please be careful. Last but not least, if you are using Bitunix, make sure you register. We do have a trading competition. We need 60 members by the 6th of the month here. Okay, and if you just simply click the link down below, use my link to register if you hadn't already, you'll be eligible for that automatically. Nice little $10,000 prize pool spread among a decent amount of situations here. So it's a lot of fun. Anyways, have fun with it, ideally, and of course, at the end of the day, if you're stressed out about trading, you're doing it wrong, really. That's why I say have fun, because you can actually have fun with crypto trading if you're doing it right? And again, this is what low leverage, low position sizing looks like. These trades are all very safe, profitable. Some might take a few months, some might take a few days, right? But I'm cool with waiting 2 weeks or a week and a half for 57%. I'm also cool with 215% in 5 months. That's just kind of trader that I am. But once more, we do get some good profits here. Link was nice to us last night. 3 hours, 20%. He got a little 4% with a 5x leverage trade there. So that's awesome. All right, folks. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day. We'll look forward to seeing the next one. Don't forget to like the video. Greatly appreciate that. We'll see you soon. Take care.